website right now and download my free course on alternate picking mastery. It contains 5 essential exercises that will take you to alternate picking mastery faster than you can imagine. And then I've included my method of how to lay out a practice plan in just 1 to 2 minutes that will absolutely boost your results like nothing you ever tried before. So go download it right now. It's free. How do I practice when I have to learn something fast? It suddenly dawned on me that that might be a good idea to show you what actually goes on step by step, because I have a lot of videos on how to achieve results faster on this instrument. But how do I do it? I recently had to record 8 different sequences in a 3-note per string blues scale shape, or all the 6 shapes of that layout. And how do I do it? Well, the first thing I do is, or I used to do, I don't work with a metronome so often anymore, because once you start doing it for hours and over again, you start having that ability to have that pulse inside of you and to really keep the tempo. But I practice as if I was using a metronome. So let's just pick something simple here. If I was playing 6 notes on 1 string, or 2 strings, sorry, I just start, because I hear a lot of people practicing, and I don't think they're practicing, because in my ear, they're just playing, because they're playing, it's not even, they're rushing it, and basically making a lot of tiny little mistakes, and I can just hear, I'm out of control, I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm out of control, I'm going to make a mistake in a second, and that zone is really, really, really unproductive to practice in, even though we think it isn't. So I always practice it at a tempo where I can get everything right. I can play every note, and it's unstressful. So that's where I start, and I might have a metronome in the background, just to get the pattern in, the pattern of movement. That's what I'm trying to learn, where to put the fingers in what order, right? And I practice at a level where it's not hard. Then what do I do next? Well, pull up my phone, and then I go into that little app that comes with the phone, which is just a basic timer, and then I can say, okay, that's not it. I want to practice this for 5 minutes, and then I push start, and then I just play at that tempo to get the pattern into my fingers. Why am I timing myself? Well, because if I don't, my brain is going to say, this takes too long, you haven't got time for this, you have to finish, you have to work to be done, and you can't. But when I'm timing myself, I know this only takes 5 minutes. It really does, to learn the basic pattern, get it ingrained in there. So my brain shuts up, and it starts relying on the fact that 5 minutes isn't long. But when you start timing yourself, you find out that if you don't time yourself, you'll practice for 2 minutes and then get bored and then go on to something else. With this, 5 minutes isn't a long time. I stay with one thing until it alarms me or tells me that the time is over. Then I move on to a different shape. 5 minutes, right? Or I spend only 3 minutes on the next shape, because I have the basic movement down. I have the basic sequence down in one shape, so it's easy for me to do shape number 2. But I constantly time myself, and that's kind of a process. Instead of just sitting down, practicing randomly, it's a process. Well, I first learn the pattern so I can play it, right? Once I have it in my fingers, just at a low level of speed, I start timing. So, okay, let's spend 5 minutes here. And I just keep going back and forth. I don't think about whether I've been doing it enough, because that's the watch. That's the timer that tells me that. And that's basically the process, and it works like a charm. It works magically, because I now have a process that I can follow instead of just sitting down and practicing, right? And I would do the same thing. I have to learn, chords or whatever it is. Just have that by and say, okay, I got these 2 chords now. Let's play those for 10 minutes. And again, if I don't time myself, I stop way too early, because I get impatient, and it's like, you spending too much time. No, I'm not. It just feels like that, right? This takes, it's just amazing what it does. And the only way you can really know what I'm talking about is to do it yourself. Start doing this every single day, whenever you practice something, then say, okay, how long am I going to practice that? For how many minutes? Okay, 5 minutes. Sit down, and come up with something else. How long am I going to practice that? Back and forth all the time. Instead of just practicing haphazardly, and stay at a level where you can actually learn. Instead of, play it evenly, total control. Use a metronome if you have any challenge getting the accents right, or playing it in time. And that's just the simple process that I hope you'll use for the next couple of days and really get to know what that feels like. And of course, I also would like you to, if I could decide for you, but I can't, I would like you to go check out the new program containing these 8 sequences that I practice. There's some really, really great breakthrough stuff in there that I had to come up with in order to learn up-tempo soloing. Because when you play solos in a slow blues or a ballad, you have lots of time to, come up with whatever it is you're going to play. You can take breaks even of not playing anything until you just find that right note. But when the beat is like, right, or a fast rock beat, then you just come on, right? It's like go. And what I learned was that I should just play whatever it is that I usually play faster. Just come up with ideas faster. Just play the stuff you usually play when it's slow faster, and that does not work. It's a totally different realm when you have an up-tempo beat and have to do something over that. And that's what we target and talk about in that program. And there's several different strategies. I'm not going to say anymore. Go check it out. Click that link. Go to the page of that program and see if it's for you. Subscribe for more free videos. Do it. Do it now. Do it.